Okay, for this next segment we're going to simulate a emergency engine out. So we're going to go ahead and demonstrate that here. I'm going to go ahead and turn us to a south heading. And as I'm turning to the south here, it's kind of everything's going normal, and then all of a sudden we have an engine out. Okay, so we've lost our engine. So we know we have altitude because we're at 5,800 feet here. So we know that we can go ahead and pull out our checklist as the next step. So we'll flip out, open to our checklist here for the emergency procedure, engine failure in flight, engine restart attempt. So first thing we want to do is airspeed 73 knots. So we're going to pitch the aircraft to maintain 73. That's going to give us our best glide speed. Next, we're going to find a suitable landing spot. So kind of being familiar with the area a little bit here, we do have quite a bit of options here for field. We also have the airport, Sullivan County Airport is off in the distance here. But with the altitude and the distance that we have, we probably aren't going to make it to the airport, so we're going to go ahead and pick a field for this example. So I have a nice field here underneath us, so what I'm going to attempt to do is circle over top of this field until we get the aircraft configured for this forced landing. Okay, so we have our landing spot. Next is going to be fuel shutoff valve. We're going to verify that that is open, that we didn't accidentally shut off our fuel. Next, mixture. We're going to bring the mixture, make sure that's full rich. Next, throttle. We'll crack it to 3/4 of an inch to attempt to restart. Next, I'm going to turn on the alternate air. We would simulate that. That would come on. Next, fuel pump. We'd verify that would come on now. Fuel prime, we would turn that on, and then we would basically turn the key and attempt to restart the engine if it were to fail on us. Let's say we simulated that, we attempted to restart the aircraft, and that didn't work, so now we're going to continue to move on to the next step. So basically we're going to kind of do everything opposite what we did now to shut the aircraft back down. So we're going to move on to the emergency forced landing. So we're still maintaining best glide speed here, 73 knots. Next we would move into fuel shutoff valve, we would close that. Mixture would go to idle cutoff, throttle would be closed. Ignition switch off. We would turn the key to the off position. Safety belts, we would verify that our safety belts are secured and fastened. Radio, we would go ahead and tune into 121.5 here on the radios, and we would declare our emergency. So for this example, we would not want to use our Sycamore call sign. We want to make sure we're using the full in number so they can positively verify our aircraft. So we would say something along the lines of Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Diamond 61 Risky Romeo. We're approximately 15 miles southwest of Terre Haute. We have a engine out. We have 2 souls on board, and we're going to be requesting some assistance. And we would declare that over 121.5. However, if you are already on Holman Approach or Holman Tower or an ATC frequency, you can declare your emergency over that frequency to reduce workload in the cockpit there. Next we move on to the transponder. We would squawk 7700 to notify the ATC authorities that we are also declared our emergency. And then pretty much from there, now we're just preparing the aircraft for the forced landing. So we're keeping that field in sight the entire time. I'm continuing to circle here. We're now at 3,500 feet, so we still have plenty of altitude here to get down and safely land the aircraft. Most important thing you can do for this emergency procedure would be to divide your attention from outside to inside. So the entire time you're reading the checklist, making sure you're still flying the airplane. Still maintaining that best glide speed, 73 knots, as we continue to spiral down here. Now if we didn't have as much altitude that we have had in this example, almost 6,000 feet when we started. Really, if you were probably below 3,000 feet and you didn't have adequate time to pull out a checklist, I might suggest using memory items, We do have in our flight training manual on page 16 the alarms acronym to use for forced landing. So the first A is airspeed, pitch for best glide. Then we have L, which would be the landing spot, so picking a suitable landing spot. The next A would be air restart, so attempt to restart the aircraft. And if that didn't work, then you would move on to radios, so putting in that 121.5, declaring your emergency over guard frequency. And then the M would be Mayday, Mayday, so making your Mayday call and squawking 7700 on the transponder. And then securing the aircraft for forced landing.
Good job.
All right. So I'll go ahead and roll out to east here.
Okay, traffic Carbon 5274, through southeast, cover jet, 2,400, exit south, direction northwest.
And I'll go ahead and recover here, and that'll be end of the simulated engine out. You have the flight controls.
Okay, I have flight controls.
You have the flight controls.
Let's go up one more time.